reset that. Cool. So, Jack, what we'll do then, now we're going to go through sort of a 5 to 10 minute warm up. It might take a little bit longer just to make sure that we go through everything. And we're going to use the ramp protocol. So the raise, activate, mobilize, potentiate. So for the raise, first thing we'll do is we'll get on the assault bike, which I think is probably set up to about your size. If we need to adjust, we will. And I just want you to sort of steadily start moving. For the raise, we are literally raising your body temperature. Nice, how's that feel? Sweet. Cool. We'll do 4 to 5 minutes. I'm stopwatching this element as well, just so that we're within the bounds. Sure. Nice and straightforward. Definitely not difficult to get warm today, given how warm. Absolutely warm it is. Yeah. No, it's good.
What are you going to do for 5 minutes?
Well, I can stand and dance. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, we'll do this comprehensively just so that it's done properly. And then onto the activate phase, we're going to do a couple of single leg time movements and a few body bits. And there's quite a bit of engaging the core. And that's all to do with the wanting to keep the body nice and braced and stable for the Olympic weightlifting. So I know you appreciate, but that is why we will be doing it. Have you used a ramp warm up before?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. I thought you might have.
That's what I usually do for my Olympic lifting sessions.
Good. How many times have you trained today then? Oh my days.
Yeah.
So we will take this steady, and I absolutely appreciate it. Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. The important thing is, well, first and foremost, that it goes well for you, obviously. For this, there's and I'm sure the coaches, when they see this, it's to show that you can follow the proper process, as is good and proper. It's making me warm watching you.
Luckily, I've got this like nice fan that's cooling me down.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah, that's good for me. Good recommendation.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. How many sessions have you done on it now? Cool.
So I just do my temporary like harder sessions on it.
Yeah. Well, one of the advantages, there are many advantages of using sort of indoor training. And the first and foremost, and it's kind of obvious, but it's a valid point, is that it's control.
Yeah.
So at the extreme end, knowing that you want to do long distance triathlon in the future, like a long distance bike. Let's say, for example, you wanted to go out on a 3-hour zone 2 heart rate bike.
The wattage, will send you on the way.
And it works to you, especially if you do the fitness tests, which is perfect. And it's a good test of mental resilience because, yes, very.
Yeah, tempo intervals this morning.
Yeah.
And then the steady rise, I just do outside. It's nice weather now. Cycling around the Isle of Wight on Saturday.
Oh, what you last Saturday or this one coming?
This Saturday coming. I do 6K. We're going to split it into like 40s probably.
Yeah, you'll sleep well after that.
Yeah. We're going to do an open water swim on Friday. That's the little one.
Yeah.
See what it's like with the wetsuit.
We got any?
Vaseline. Yes.
You can use Vaseline. Just be aware that Vaseline can degrade neoprene, so it might be worth. So Hub or Who, I don't know how to pronounce it. So they have a lube that they call Lube, L-U-U-B. So you can get it on Amazon. But that won't degrade the. And also, don't be afraid to be mega liberal. Just lather it on either your neck or the wetsuit, whatever works for you, because that will chafe, I can assure you, if you don't put it on. We've got 45 seconds left, and then we'll move into this nice clear space down here. And I've also got the session in the little folder on the floor, so we can just check off the things as we go through.
Okay. Feeling ramped?
Good.
I've got a massive spaghetti meatballs meal on home.
I was really concerned about what. I was getting a bit worried about what you were going to say there. 15 seconds. No swearing today.
No swearing.
While we're on camera. Please. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll just go into this space here that we know works for the camera shot. And what I'll do is I'll just grab this. So what we're going to go through now is the activate. So there's going to be a bit of glute bridge, dead bug, a scapular push-up, band pull apart, and plank shoulder taps. I know that you know what they are, but I will demonstrate them all anyway. So for the glute bridge, we're going to do 12 repetitions per leg. And what I want you to do is down onto the ground, plant the foot nice and flat. You are driving through the heel, but don't be tempted to raise the foot. Just get the hip nice and high and raise up. Imagine having a straight line from the shoulder to the hip to the knee, and then just control back down. 12 on one side, and 12 on the other. After you. Nice. Good. How's that feel?
Good.
Cool. So try that as well with the other leg raised off the ground. That's it. How's that?
Harder.
Still manageable?
Yep.
Good. We just want to really start firing those glutes up. Cool. And then the same again on the other side. And then when you're ready, raise that leg off the ground. Good. Cool. You've done this before. Really?
Never.
Okay, fine. I stand corrected. So the next bit.
I coach people to do them, but
All right, fair one. So we've done initially one of the backside. Now we're going to do the dead bug. So this is focusing on the core. There's a really key point on this. So at face value, the exercise is actually really simple. You know, down on the ground, and then I'm going to dropping opposite limbs and control down. But what I want you to do is brace the core so that your spine stays flat on the ground. You've probably seen that before when you do core training, and I'll exaggerate it, but don't allow yourself to massively arch. And we'll aim to do 8 on either side. So just count on one side or count 1 rep.
like that?
So both limbs up to the top,
Yeah.
and then you're going to drop at the same time, go left arm, right leg. That's it, nice. And then back up, and then that's one way to do it, or you can alternate. Yeah. Nice. Happy with that?
Yep.
Then when you get to the bottom, just try and keep that foot off the ground. There we go. And keeping that core engaged. Nice. You can see it's nice and flat at the bottom. How's that feeling?
Oh.
These are like my best dance moves. It's good. So just make sure you bring it into the middle. There you go. Nice. Cool. This is a classic repetition breeds efficiency. Once you've done it a few times, it's ingrained. Cool. Happy with that?
Yep.
Sweet. And then let me just check what we've got next. Conscious of time. Okay, so the next one is a scapular push-up. So you might well have done this one before. So I'll just get down into the push-up position. I imagine you're going to be happy to go straight up into the push-up position. If not, you can drop onto the knees. And then all we're going to do is push right down. So keep my body nice and braced. Lower, drive. 10 of those. Nice. Go. An exercise that at face value isn't that challenging and sometimes it actually can be. Nice, there we go. Happy with that?
Yep.
Cool. So the next one, we'll do the band pull apart. So I just want you to think about when you're doing this exercise, we'll step out into a bit more space as well. Just make sure that you pull it apart, pulling the shoulder blades back, and then driving backwards as well. So we're getting really good at having a nice open posture, opening the chest up. Nice. How's that feel? Go on. Well done. Easy peasy. Okay, so the last activate move we'll do is really straightforward. In fact, sorry, the first mobilize exercise that we will do is on the barbell. So I'll just stand here. So this is just to start opening up the wrists and the shoulder. So on the top of the power clean, we want to get into a decent position. So you imagine having the hand back, we want it to be nicely warmed up. So we're just going to drive the hand in. And you can alternate sides. Have you done this one before?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So just get a sort of get into the groove, get into a feel for what is your normal catch position, and sort of warm that up. I'm just aiming to do like a good 5 repetitions per side. Right. Try when you do this. So one thing that will help you out. So I'm going to exaggerate it a bit. As you put, so if I drop my right arm in, you're kind of dropping quite a lot. That you're probably finding that by opening yourself up at a 45-degree angle, it might be making it a bit easier. So try and keep, although you're doing one arm, try and keep your chest straight onto the barbell. You might find that changes it a little bit. Yeah, awesome, good. But that's what we're after. Oh, good. So just about 5 each side. How's that feeling? Cool. So the next move that we'll do, we'll go back down to the space down here. This is just one to open up the upper back. So this is a thoracic, depending on how you pronounce it, thoracic extension. So I'm going to get back into that sort of push-up position, albeit staying on the knee. So it's 90 degrees all over the place. Hand will go onto the side of the head, and all I'm going to do is really straightforward. I'm going to aim, keeping this arm straight. I'm going to bring the elbow down, and then I'm looking to open up. You'll note that I'm quite tight in the upper back, so I do this drill quite a bit. But we're going to look to do 10 repetitions per side just to open up the upper back, and it's to a range of motion that you're comfortable with. That's way better than I am. Good effort. How's that feel? Awesome. 10 each side, yeah. Cool. Nice. Cool. Okay, so the next move we'll do is another mobilize, and once we've done that, I'm just going to grab one of the boxes for a box jump for the potentiate phase. So for the squat, we're going to look to do a deep squat. Now, depending on your flexibility, the way I like to do this, and this is because my ankles are quite tight, I'm going to aim to do a deep squat, keeping my feet placed firmly on the ground, and I just use the bar to help me get down nice and deep, and then I get my elbows inside my knees and push them out. And you can see that I keep driving my feet into the ground, but I'm aware that my personal mobility, so my ankles mean that I can't get as forward as I ought to be able to, whilst keeping a relatively neutral spine. Otherwise, to sit down, I have to fully butt wink. So I'm going to get down and use the bar to sort of help me get into a groove and warm up that position. Now, you might be able to do it just standing. Okay, so you are butt winking a little bit there. So it might be worth just copying what I've done there. Either or, whatever you would prefer. If you just want to do that one, just obviously stand on the back side of the barbell. Cool. Nice, so just try and push the elbows into the knees, open up the hips a little bit, but when you stand, just make sure you step to the right because of the barbell. Cool. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just grab a plyo box. So this is going to be the last thing to do. So a bit of potentiation. So I want you to imagine sort of firing the body up, ready for the final sort of element. And I've just deliberately walked past the camera so I can make sure the shot's just right. And actually, we were practicing these earlier anyway. So this is just a standard box jump. Do you want me to demonstrate, or are you happy to go straight in? So we're going to go for 5 repetitions, nice controlled landing, and then step it down. Cool. Good. So really driving into that good extension. Nice. Good. Feeling all right? Excellent. Cool. All right. Hold it there.